So the last debate had so many really strange moments. It was just begging for SNL to do something about it, and that's what we got Saturday night. Take a look. But not surprisingly, Donald was not laughing. He tweeted, "Watch Saturday Night Live, hit job on me. Time to retire the boring and unfunny show. Alec Baldwin portrayal stinks. Media rigging election." Ooh. So, is it a surprise, or?
People get upset about Saturday Night Live. They're equal opportunity offenders. Like, everything in comedy is free game. The best way he could have responded was, oh, you know, maybe they got a few things wrong, but that's hysterical or something. Like, it just looks so bad when you mock SNL.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy whose skin is thinner than his resume. What Tina Fey did to Sarah Palin. She basically destroyed Sarah Palin.
She does Sarah Palin better than Sarah Palin does.
Yeah, so, and Alec Baldwin's no slouch.
Yeah.
The difference was Sarah Palin had a sense of humor about it. I mean, it's so funny to me because the criticism that folks on the right had about President Obama was that he couldn't laugh at himself. He couldn't, which I really didn't see, but that was the criticism. Oh, this guy he's so stiff, he can't laugh at himself.
Hilarious.
Now you have a guy that actually, Donald Trump cannot laugh at himself. He looks like such an unhappy person. I don't know anyone happy who sits up all night long and tweets out hate at people. I just don't know anybody like that. So, and I'm grateful for SNL. If there's one thing we need in this election, it's to laugh.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
You have to have a sense of humor. If you're going to be president, you're going to get a lot of criticism.
Yeah, a lot of different sides. But he's also calling... Okay.
Yeah.
He's calling for a drug test before the next debate. Because he says he feels that Hillary was all pumped up at the start of the last one and was dragging by the end.
But wait a minute, he was the one who was stalking and he was the one who was walking all around her and hovering and acting like he was pumped up. And in the first debate, he was the one who was sniffing and sleeping. So he's on downers and then uppers, apparently, of some sort. I don't know.
It looks really desperate. It really does. I mean, if you have to resort to this, he's trying to put a message out there that she's, you know, he's talked about her stamina repeatedly.
Yeah.
She can't handle the job. She can't do this. But honestly, go after her policy. If you're not going after her policy, that to me means you're incapable of going after her policy. And you have to choose this nonsense. If I were going against Hillary Clinton, I'd have plenty to say, and none of it would have to do with whether or not she was on drugs or whether or not she had poor stamina. It's clear the woman, her stamina is just fine. She's been Secretary of State. She's a strong, intelligent woman who you disagree with on policy. Now have the guts to take her on there.
He doesn't know anything.
And I feel, you know, he's just, there's things being thrown out and he's seeing what sticks to the wall.
But there are missed opportunities.
Health and stamina is a valid concern, but this is just...
But as you bring up all the time, there are plenty of things he actually could be talking about.
So much.
But he'd actually have to do his homework.
He'd have to study.
He'd have to know. He'd have to actually do the work. So, as opposed to having his team do stuff so they can go out and talk about it, as opposed to him doing it. I just, you know, it's just kind of, you know, I bet, you know, she might be, what did you say, Lipitor?
Maybe she's on Lipitor.
Maybe she's on Lipitor.
Right.
She had a heart issue. You know, maybe that's what you're going to find, you know, but you going to do the drug test too, Donald?
Yeah. You know what?
He said he would take the drug test.
He's on Viagra. You know it. You know it. Got to be either Levitra, Cialis, or Viagra, the holy trinity of the pharmaceutical industry. He's on one of those.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's uncomfortable because it's lasted more than 15 hours.
Exactly.
It's flavor in the commercial.
I'm just saying, you know, maybe that's why he was stalking her like that. Because he was just trying to get comfortable. I don't know.
He can't walk. He couldn't sit down.
I mean, I just think, you know, there are things that we should be looking at, I guess. But, you know, we talk about a lot about evangelical Christians, and they've been very conflicted about voting for Trump. But Pastor Franklin Graham says the issues outweigh Trump's bad behavior. So he advises that Christians hold their nose and vote.
Okay.
Well, because here's the thing, I have to say, it feels like a crummy time to be a Republican, because there is such a moral discrepancy of the candidate that we have running and the issues that are important to us. So there are many evangelicals that are divided, saying, I can't consciously and morally vote for someone that has treated women this way, that has allegedly treated women this way, and has shown their character through the way he's presented himself. And yet, the very issues that are important to us as Americans, those 4 to 5 Supreme Court justice seats that will be filled far beyond President Clinton or President Trump's tenure,
Right.
they're going to last forever, beyond 4 years. So if you want small government, if you are protecting the unborn, if you want Second Amendment rights, those are the issues that we're voting for. And sometimes that's up to you, whether you look beyond the person's character to see the bigger picture of what you're voting for history.
I have a solution for that, though.
Okay.
I mean, I know there is a moral dilemma amongst people. I see that. But the Supreme Court is really is something that has to be confirmed by the Senate. So you can't. The president is not alone in appointing and keeping Supreme Court justices. So don't vote for the president. Stay out of that and vote Republicans down ballot. Then you can sleep at night, and we can all sleep at night. Because then you'll have regular Republicans versus regular Democrats instead of Democrat versus a Looney Tune.
There's also the argument that, you know, George Bush put John Roberts in, and John Roberts gave a ruling on Obamacare. I thought it was terrible. As someone center-right, I thought it was awful, his ruling. But there's no guarantee that because you're center-right or conservative, which he is not, by the way, but that somebody would be, that the Supreme Court is necessarily going to fall in line.
That's
I would
what I
also
said
remind
last
people,
week. That's what I
just
said last
on
week.
Trump, asked about abortion in 1999. Trump, I'm very pro-choice. I just believe in choice. Healthcare, 1999. I believe in universal healthcare. This is a guy who I'm not really sure what he stands for. I'm not confident that he is this conservative warrior that's going to go in and nominate Supreme Court justices.
But he did give a list of who he would appoint to the Supreme Court, or who he would nominate, whereas we know that, you know, Hillary's not going to put those conservative people.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that. We actually
Well, if
don't.
she would put the list, I would love to see.
Well, I don't think that she knows who she wants to put on there yet. I think it's something that you have to be really thoughtful about for the very reasons that you're talking about. I think Trump put together a list because he was going to talk to evangelicals. I don't think he knows poop all about anybody on the list that he put out there. Because I looked at it and I thought, have you done any research on any of these people? I don't think he has. And I think most, you know, as I said to you last week, I feel very strongly that when you become a Supreme Court justice, I think that you are voting the law.
Hopefully.
And well, that's what I mean, I've seen 99% of the time they vote the law. They don't always vote the way I want them to, but they're voting based on the law. We brought up Sotomayor a couple of, like last month or something, made a decision on a vote that was not, you know, I didn't think it was good, but I understood that law, according to the law, she felt she couldn't vote that way. So that's
right. And
you know,
Roberts,
so you have to always be open to the conversation of what is good for the greater good of the nation.
Also, do you trust
that's the
candidate?
great thing.
Don't you worry about the fact that he is like so thin-skinned, like we're talking about, that if one of these people on the list said something negative about him, he'd turn on him anyway? I don't trust. It's all about his ego and his whole craziness.
Is going to the character of a person, and I understand how he may not be great, but morally, for me and my conscience, I can't vote for someone that goes against every moral issue that I stand for.
But you want to trust that he's going to actually vote the way you're hoping for.
I don't know that. That's where faith comes in.
That's the faith thing.
I'm not going to rely on the president for you know, I
Yes.
have a higher power that I believe will
Yes.
cover all.
Very good. Speaking of which,
You'll be fine.
speaking of which, our higher power just said we have to go to break.
Okay, bye-bye.
We'll be right back.
Coming up, has reality TV's most explosive couple finally found a way to save their relationship? And could it help yours too?
Welcome back. Rob I don't know why you're mocking me, but okay. Rob Kardashian and Black China. And like, I have an issue. I'm just going to mention it because the show is called Rob and China, right?
Yeah.
So why did she drop the black from Black China
Right.
if it's Rob and China? It should be Rob and Black China. It's just me, I'm just saying. I've had plenty of blow-ups on their show this season, but last night's season finale, he said he's willing to try anything to save their relationship. Take a look. So,
So what?
our question is, should couples go to therapy before they get married?
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Moving on.
I don't think so. No. I feel like if I went to therapy before I got married, I would have never gotten married.
Hence what we're saying now. No, I
You know,
think it's
you
a
find out all the little things about the other person. Who needs to know so much? You know what I mean? They're good in bed, that's enough.
what a low standard you set. I think therapy can be preventative because it really, I think oftentimes people associate it with you've hit bumps, because Max and I have been to therapy, and in fact,
Before
Tom,
or
my
after?
friend, after, but we barely had time to plan our wedding, so like we didn't have time for much before, but I would have been open to it because I've been in and out of therapy for as long as I can remember.
Right.
But I remember Max and I went because it adds someone that helps you communicate better. It's not like you have to be in trouble to have a therapist. It just helps you learn to communicate more productively.
I think it works, I have to be seriously, I think it works better before than after. Because after, you start to say things like he's not a generous lover and all things like that. And then he remembers it or she remembers it and you hold it against each other and then right to the divorce court. Before, it's like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You know that phrase?
My mom used to say that she used to speak to my dad, and the words used to change languages by the time they hit his ears, and she'd be like, "What did you hear me say? That's not what I said."
Yeah.
So she used to need someone there. I will say though, if you're in a relationship and there's an issue about the relationship, I think what people do, and I've made this mistake, you go to individual therapy. That I wouldn't recommend, because what wound up happening to me is I would go to therapy, my boyfriend would go to therapy, we'd come up with all these conclusions about our relationship separately, and then come back to the table, and no one would know what happened. If you're having a relationship issue, go as a couple, be together, go through it together, and if you really love somebody, it's worth it. It may just be a minor communication difference that you can fix.
Premarital counseling is good so that doesn't have to be any issues. It's just learning, if you're going to get married, what is our marriage going to be about? What is the foundation of it? What do I have in my mind? What do you have? You're in my, in your mind.
People don't even say, do you want to have children? Do you want to own a house?
Whoopi's face says it all.
And there's a witness, because I fight better when there's someone witnessing it. Like I try more.
Men and women
That's the
can have
dangerous part.
different views of what marriage is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what the premarital counseling is.
Joy thinks it's all about sex, and some people think it's other things.
Based on Whoopi's expressions, I want to know how you feel about this, because your face
I
says it
think
all.
that's a lot of extra income.
Yeah.
And you have to, well, I think, look, if you're with a person, and if you can't have the communication, there's an issue. You have to know what you're getting into. And before you go to the shrink, figure out what you want. And find out if that's the person you want to have it with before you spend money on anybody else. Figure it out between the two of you, because if you tell the truth, if you say, listen, I want you to be monogamous, I do not want you to have anyone else in your life but me, are you comfortable with that? And they say, no, I'm not, then you know. And then you have to make a decision, am I comfortable to stay with this person, even though they're not filling the things that I feel I need. I think those are conversations that you have before you decide to get married, before you get
Our
into...
issues were more like how we communicated. They weren't as much like we agreed on all those things.
But you guys were new. So it wasn't like you had 2 or 3 years to find out who each other was. I think it's just important when you're talking about either moving in with somebody or putting somebody in your life, you need to be clear about what you're looking for. Right. Because the question is, do you want, what kind of relationship do you want? Are you thinking about getting married? Because I'm looking to get married. If you're not looking to get married, this isn't the relationship for me.
Well, maybe that's why you need to date for, a nice long time like I did.
How long did you
Well,
date?
maybe, yeah.
20 years.
20 years.
Again, a different perception of what marriage is all about.
Yes.
So you can get it free, by the way, if you go to a church counselor or a pastor.
Or you can just talk to each other and get it.
Yeah.
Tell each other. If you tell the truth, you'll actually hear a lot of stuff you might not want to hear. But then you have to decide if you want to get in there. But go to the church counselor, too.
Sometimes you just need an unbiased mediator.
Sometimes, yes. And we want to take a second to honor the 100th birthday of the organization that changed the game for women's health issues in America. And it still does every day. Happy anniversary to Planned Parenthood. 100 years. And we, of course, will be right back.
Later, the naked truth. Why solving your body image issues could be as easy as taking it all off more often.
Welcome back. We were so happy to see this police body cam record something that gave us some pleasure and some hope. We wanted to share it with you. It's a viral video of a Texas policeman who responded to a noise complaint. And we'll show it to you. Take a look. So this officer was responding to a noise complaint, and he got out, and there were all these guys out there, and he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, this guy's getting married tomorrow, and we're trying to practice our dance. Do you want to see it?" And so the officer said, "Yeah, I want to see it." So they started practicing, and then they were kind enough to show how it looked when they did it at the wedding, because he did it for his wife to be his wife now. So the wedding dance was to My Girl, in case you were wondering. We just thought it was a great thing. It happened in Texas, someplace we always think bad things are happening, but in fact, there are great things happening with police officers and black people and white people and just people all over the country. So we just have to remember.
From the groom, David Opigbemi told ABC News that the video sends a positive message to the world that 1, black men don't always need to be perceived as someone dangerous, and 2, we can all coexist respectfully and safely in this country. All black men aren't criminals, and all cops aren't killers of black men.
There you go. And on that note, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Celebrity Apprentice alum Clay Aiken is getting an up-close view of the Trump revolution when he finds out why he's the man they want in the White House.
He goes out and says it like it is.
I think we need to man up as a country.
We don't like Hillary. We've been calling Donald Trump out on everything he has said for the past year, but the fact remains that 40% of the country wants him to be our next president. Even places that have usually voted Democratic, like Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, have become Trump territory. So, last week we sent our friend Clay Aiken, a man who knows Donald from the Celebrity Apprentice, to a Trump rally in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, to get to know the people behind the movement. Let's take a look.
So I want to thank you. I want to thank all of the great people of Pennsylvania. They've taken our jobs out of Pennsylvania. We're going to be bringing them back, folks.
You hear what you wanted to hear?
I most certainly heard what I wanted to hear.
What was that?
A lot of honesty, a lot of truth. There's strength in everything that he says.
Sure, he might say things that are very offensive to a lot of people. And I look at that and says, all right,
This is America. We say things that are offensive to a lot of people all the time. Now, when I can compare it to candidates, I criticize Hillary Clinton more so what she's done.
We don't like Hillary.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. And I mean, as far as what he said, when he said it, how he said it, that doesn't mean anything. Any man, I don't care who they are, they talk trash.
One word to describe him.
Strong.
Strong. One word.
I would say strong.
One word.
Straightforward.
Okay. One word to describe him.
Intelligent.
Intelligent. One word.
Safe.
Safe. You got a word to describe Trump?
Savage.
Savage. One of the things that I think a lot of people notice, he apologized this week for his comments 11 years ago. Right. It was the first time he'd done that. Is it strength when he doesn't apologize? Do you think that it's because he's sincere and he believes everything he says, or do you think that he's...
He's strong in what he believes. And I think that when he said he was apologizing, it was a strong apology.
But all the times that he hasn't apologized, has it bothered you for the something he's done? Why not? Why not?
Because he believes in what he says is real, and he believes in what he says, so he doesn't have to apologize.
So even if people disagree with him, even if it's something that's controversial, you think that do you think it's better to apologize or not?
I think he should have apologized for a couple of things.
Like what?
Like what he said about McCain.
On that stadium, he said God.
And that's something you haven't heard?
Not in a long time from somebody that truly meant it.
Any candidate that's anti-life.
So do you have confidence that Donald Trump is going to stick with that? Is there something that makes you believe that he's...
No, I believe he will.
Okay.
God had to raise up somebody like him that's not a traditional person. He's not a politician. But you see, God's having the last laugh because he's raised up Trump.
You can say he's always against Muslims and against illegal immigrants, but he's against, people that aren't American, the people that are here for America, that want this country to be great. That's who he's for. All these people that are out here, that are working hard, that love this country, that's who he's for. And that, as a leader, as a president, that's who you got to put first.
Hispanics love him. That's one thing that, yes, Hispanics love him.
Where are you from originally?
El Salvador, Central America.
Nothing that he said about Mexicans being raped has bothered you? None of that stuff?
None of that. No, because he was referring to those that come illegally, which are already breaking the law.
I bet you have friends who ask you how you feel about his race position on race issues.
Oh, yeah, half my family. As soon as I put the hat on, they asked me, what are you doing and why? I said, you have to look at the policies. It's the immigration keeping us safe. It's the economy putting our jobs back.
I lost my job to NAFTA, and I seen my town of Hazleton go to crap.
Has it have a lot of stuff left Hazleton?
Well, a lot of jobs. I mean, a lot of houses are empty. It's just horrible. Trump's the only one that's going to change it. If Trump don't get in, we're done.
Please welcome the lovely and talented Clay Aiken.
Somewhat brave.
Clay, you said that you're personally supporting Hillary Clinton, but when you went to this rally, what was the thing that surprised you most that you either heard from Trump supporters or that you witnessed?
I asked everybody who we spoke with for one word to describe him, and 60% of people said the same thing. They all said, 60% of people said strong. And I think that was probably the most educational for me. I was really worried going down. I told you earlier, I was worried going down that people weren't going to be nice. You see stuff on TV and it looks dangerous. But people were very friendly. I have to say that they were very gracious and willing to talk and not angry. And many of them are just very afraid, I think. And, some of them are afraid of things they shouldn't be afraid of.
The country has been hit by the economy badly, so they're suffering,
right.
And they believe that he's going to do it. When they say jobs, though, what is he going to do? How does he do it?
I don't even think that they know or understand themselves. Yeah. Some of the folks I talked to, and I can only talk about who I spoke with, but a lot of them don't understand that he doesn't have a policy or they haven't heard it. Right. But, I equated it to a friend of mine. I said, if you and I go into a haunted house together, and I'm scared to death, and you're not scared, I'm going to stick with you. And you can take me in the wrong room, you can get me lost,
That's a good,
but I'm going to stay with you because your confidence and the fact that you're not afraid makes me feel comfortable. And a lot of these people are afraid of losing their jobs, they're afraid of not being able to pay for their kids to go to college, etc. And Donald Trump has made them believe that he is not afraid. And I think that's why they stick with him.
Did you get more of a sense that it was a rejection of Hillary Clinton than a pro-Trump feeling? Or are these people really believing that no matter what, this is the best guy for the job?
It's about half and half, and I actually asked that very specific question. Are you voting for Donald Trump or against Hillary Clinton? And about 50-50 people would say against Hillary. I would not let people talk about Hillary, though. I said, you know, why do you like Donald Trump? And as soon as they started saying, well, Hillary Clinton, I said, no, ma'am. Yeah. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Answer the question. Hold their feet to the fire.
Well, Clay, you were on Celebrity Apprentice, so you...
The most correct way to answer that is to say that the Donald Trump who I knew on Apprentice is not the Donald Trump running for president.
What's the difference?
Yeah, for better or worse.
Well, you know, I am supporting Hillary Clinton, and I do want Hillary Clinton to be president. So I hesitate to say that the Donald Trump... He didn't grab me by anything, if that's what you're asking. He was very gracious. This is, you know, I played the same arena with Kelly Clarkson that we did, that this rally was at. And as I was sitting there, I was watching the pre-production of this thing, and I realized, you know, it's fun to have 20,000 people cheer for you. And it just became incredibly evident to me, he's running for these rallies. To me, he's running because he wants that cheering in those rallies.
He's addicted to the applause and the we love you and we love you and the
Clay,
hats.
how do you feel about all the different apprentice or former contestants that are coming out and saying they were treated badly or poorly or different things were said? Did you witness some of those things? Or?
Well, I mean, I was on the show with Lisa Lampanelli, so if he had tried to grab her, she would have beat the crap out of him. So we didn't see that. I didn't see that much. You know, there's some interesting comments to women. I think Donald Trump, he says he's the most respectful of women, but I think he believes that his form of respect, which is, you know, 1962 form of respect, is, I mean, he is very respectful in that way, but...
Even then it was against the law to grab a woman in that spot.
Do you think that people are looking for a return to a different time, that he's going to bring them back to some different time in America where they're going to feel safer and there's not going to be any illegal immigration and there's not going to be any trouble? I mean, when you got them to focus on what they actually believed in, what was their response?
It's just it really is that strength thing. And I don't even know if they're trying to go back to a different time, but to them, the president needs to be, the country, excuse me, needs a leader who's going to be strong, who's not going to be afraid of anything. And I guess they think that Hillary's afraid of ISIS, which I don't know that I necessarily would agree with, but they believe that. It's perfectly fine to be afraid of ISIS, right? But they think he's not afraid of anything, and that's why they want to stick with him.
Well, some people say she's too tough. Some people say she's not tough enough. They just, you know, it's confusing, isn't it?
It's all very confusing.
Well, we thank you for your bravery and for your reporting. Thank you very much to Clay Aiken, and we'll be right back.
Greta here. How cool is this? Like this amazing wallet case that holds your phone and your credit cards. Cool life hacks you'll love on Do Your Deal today. We partnered with vendors for half off on cool, clever solutions for every day. Check out Lily. She's actually writing on this cool wall art.
That you can't believe you never thought of. We've partnered with vendors for half off some of those clever solutions you will use every single day, but it's only while supplies last. So let's get shopping with style expert Greta Monahan. How do you like my new shirt?
You're going to love these. So the first thing is skinny shirts. I live in these.
You have one of these
Yeah,
on.
I have it on. I'm rocking it today. But these are layered tops and seamless camis. You guys can see all different styles, but it has tech built in, so it's way better than basics.
So it's like smoothing.
It actually smooths. It gives you control easily over your curves, comfortable. And take a look at it. You can either do short or do this extra really cool little flap here with
Show
a
them
side
yours.
slit. Oh yeah, check out mine. You guys see? I mean, I just love it, but it smooths you out and just feels so good. This one is one of those that I think you can't live without. Original price on this is $24.50. Get this to $78. Today's deal, $12.25 to $39. 50% off. This is a good. That's a
enough basics.
Well, you can make
Layers.
a million outfits. Now this, I wish I came up with this. Seal shoe covers. Check this out, Sarah. So these are raincoats for your shoes. How much money do we spend on shoes, you guys? And you wear them out once in rain, snow, or mud. Check out the images. And you literally unzip these from the back. You can put them over your heels. You can put them over your sneakers, your flip-flops, and save your
Are these
shoes.
unisex?
Yes, you can actually, this is for everybody. Original price on these, $40. Today's deal, $20, 50% off, and you can literally throw them in your tote bag. No heavy food.
That's a good one.
Candy wrappers. I love these because in one little item, this is a wallet phone case, fits all your credit cards, your phone, and the really cool thing about this, it gets you organized in a minute. And you know when you want to change purses, it's so hard because you're digging around looking for everything? Not anymore. Okay, so these are stylish and amazing. Original price on these, $40 to $50. Today's deal, $20 to $25. You'll be totally organized, 50% off.
The little hand
Great,
thing.
right? So easy.
Perfect for
All right, check this out.
I got this one
Did
as
you
a
get
gift.
this?
These are so amazing.
So popular. Soylicious luxury soy candles smell amazing. 7 cents. The 2 new scents are Harvest and Apple Spice. What I love
That's
about
what I'm
this,
smelling is the spice.
this is why it's a life hack, you guys, not just a luxury.
I'll be your model.
Okay, so you can use 100% soy as a deep moisturizing product. So this does not go to waste, and it smells amazing. I recommend it on the
So you can recycle from your candles.
Yes. Oh, no, these are incredible. Original price, $39. Today's deal, $19.
Oh, that's great. I've got soy on my hand.
Okay, this little guy is a total problem solver. Okay, so Fridge Fresh. I don't know if you've ever seen this before.
No, it looks
so
like a
this
robot.
is a teeny little device that comes in the box. You put it inside your refrigerator because this reduces food waste. You know your veggies and your fruits that go bad by 3 times. And the reason why is it has activated oxygen that's released, and all you do is pop some batteries in there, put it in the top shelf, and it literally keeps you stay fresh on all your fruits and veggies.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. And my fridge smells amazing. Original, $30. Today's deal, $15. And it's tons of money.
Amazing.
50% off. Tons of money. These are so cute. Okay?
This is pretty.
Hi, and my kids love these. So this is Wall Pop. You guys will love these. You can do a whole wall wallpaper. This is a no damage decal. You just peel and stick. Transform any room, you guys, with any color, decals. They'd love it. They can write on some of them, cork, whatever style you are. Office, room, kids' room.
Yeah, you can
regular,
change them up.
anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't dent or change the walls, so you don't need anyone to help you. You can do it all on your own. Original price on these, $11 to $50. Today's deal, $5.50 to $25.
I want to hug you, but my soy candles made my arm mess. A big thank you to Greta Monahan. The clock is ticking. People, you have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com, and members of the audience are going home with a Berry Breeze and Wall Pops decals. Yeah. And we'll be right back. Look at my
So you remember, I don't know if you guys talked about this on Friday, but Bob Dylan got the Nobel Prize for his artistry, his poetry. Yeah. I thought that was kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
You know? He's a great poet. And I just thought how wonderful, because we never hear about the literature prizes that are given. I just thought it was fantastic. So you want me to tell everybody thank you for coming. We want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy whatever view you happen upon.